James Ernest, Growing Truth Radio Network, here with Erin Hamlin. Erin, tell us, how's practice been going?
Everything has been going well. Summer has been busy. It always seems to be that way before an Olympic year. So, training's going great. Feeling good.
Excellent. That's great to hear. I was going to say, we hear that you've been competing in the luge since age 12. Is that true?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yep.
So what got you started in it?
Say that again?
What got you started in the sport of luge?
I never really grew up, looking at the sport saying, oh, I want to do that someday. It was kind of something that I happened upon when I was 12. They do their slider search recruitment clinic every summer around the country, and they came to Syracuse, New York. I grew up about an hour from Syracuse in a small town in upstate New York, and saw an ad for the tryouts and thought it would be something cool. My parents asked if I wanted to try it, and I didn't know much about it. I think I had probably seen the sport before, but didn't really know exactly what I was getting myself into at the time. But, I tried out and enjoyed it, apparently showed some potential, and got into the whole program. And I think the competitive spirit in me came out when they kind of told you what the path to the Olympic team would be, and, how very few people will make it that far, et cetera, et cetera. So I was kind of hooked right away.
Oh, nice. But, so in other words, they did kind of explain how this is, like a rarity and definitely a challenge, it sounds like.
Absolutely. Yeah, they kind of tell you, we look at, a couple hundred kids every summer, and then from there, less than half will get asked to the development program or even just the next step of tryouts. And then fewer than that will be brought into the junior programs, and then maybe 2 or 3 will make it to the national team and Olympic team someday. So, I thought of the challenge, and it was definitely something that challenged me. And right off the bat, I wasn't like a child phenom and wasn't amazing at it right away. I had to work hard at it, and I'm kind of a perfectionist sometimes, so it was a really good outlet for that.
Do you feel that 2004 was your breakout year when you really it all started to click?
2004?
Yeah, because isn't that when you won the 10 medals?
No.
Oh.
So I was still a junior in 2004. I won world championships in 2009.
Mm-hmm.
So that season, I had competed on the Olympic team in 2006. I was still a junior athlete then as well, so it was kind of a surprise that I made the team, and it was unexpected. But getting that experience at a young age early on in my career, I think, was a really big help in the success that I would find later. But then the next couple of years after those Olympics are when I kind of got my bearings on the World Cup tour, and in 2009, World Championships were on my home track in Lake Placid, New York, and I was able to win that. And I think that was like the big moment for me where I was expected to do well, so I was under a lot of pressure, and I followed through and managed to perform at a time that I was really being looked at to perform, and it showed that I could be competitive with the best in the world.
Definitely. I mean, breaking the 100 or 99 race streak of Germans winning. So yeah, that was huge. I would bet.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing. I actually didn't know going into it that they were on like 99 races, so that would have been their 100th. I didn't know that until after, which was maybe a good thing, because that would have been just one extra little thing to think about. But it made it just that little bit sweeter, knowing that it kept them from 100.
Nice. Did you enjoy your time touring over there in Germany and Austria?
It's been amazing to have the experiences that I have been able to because of the sport. I started traveling internationally when I was 15, so being able to experience different cultures and see parts of the world I never would have been able to at all. As a teenager, it was really amazing, and to be able to continue going back to these places and seeing even more, going to Japan, going to Korea, going to Russia, all of these places that it's been cool to now be familiar with almost. We've gone back to a lot of the same places, like in Germany and Austria, so many times that, you can drop me in the middle of Innsbruck and I feel like I'm I'm more familiar with that than some cities around here.
Nice. Yeah, I was gonna say with there being so many tracks that I mean you're gonna get used to going to the certain venues. I would imagine. So that's got to be exciting. With it potentially being your fourth Olympics, any thoughts on the on the end of the career?
I haven't really gotten to thinking about like the end of my career yet. I just am focusing on this season and getting accomplishing the goals that I have for myself right in the moment. I have been pretty fortunate to have had the success I have and to compete in 3 Olympics already. So that's more than I had expected going into this career. So I'm just kind of excited to wrap up this off season and get on ice in the fall and see how everything starts to stack up. Hopefully things go well, and I'll know at Christmas whether or not I will be on my fourth Olympic team. So
Nice.
everything kind of goes step by step for me when it comes to that.
So you've besides winning the 2009, which obviously is a huge highlight, winning the bronze medal in the last Olympics. How do you feel that those have changed your life? Those big wins.
I mean, completely. I never, going into this sport, I was really excited when I first made the junior national team and I got a free team jacket. So coming out with multiple world championship medals and an Olympic medal was pretty much, thinking about it now is really surreal. I never imagined that I'd be one of those people you see in the Olympics standing on the podium. That's something I always watched when I was a kid, and my family everyone's always been such huge Olympic fans. So being able to live that has been amazing. It's exciting. It's crazy. I really never expected this to be my life. But yeah, it definitely changed a lot. Coming back after the Sochi Olympics when I won my bronze medal, it was a pretty drastic change. I'm from a really small town, and the community surrounding it is relatively small as well. So it was pretty big news that someone from this area, was on an Olympic podium. So it's pretty big around here, and it's pretty cool to be able to come home and see the excitement and have everybody now. They're all big luge fans, which is crazy. It's such a unique, obscure sport that this whole area that I'm from is now very diehard and passionate about. And just to bring such a positive thing for people to be excited about and to have in the news is really good. So it's been fun. It's definitely made me a household name where I'm from, which is odd because I still feel pretty normal. But it's exciting to have that platform to maybe make a difference and do some good things throughout my life.
Yeah, the way I understand it, it's open doors for you to be able to help others with your condition, with the headaches, the National Headache Foundation. How has that changed things?
I haven't really been very active with that. That was something that happened right around the World Championships in 2009. Because I do suffer from migraine headaches, but it's not something that I focus on.
Okay. What about your work with the county total health initiative? How's things going with
Yeah, that was kind of as I'm still competing, I'm not able to, be on a committee or be active and stuff all the time. But our county executive kind of named that as just
an honorary position?
An honoring thing, kind of. But eventually I would love to be able to be active and do stuff in my home area, in my county, to, do some initiatives or make people live healthier lives. So we'll see. That's kind of a down the road maybe thing.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're still young. You got plenty of time. Well, I was going to say, except for when the other interview people ask you about being young, I hear they tease you a little bit about being the old lady on the team.
Yeah, I've kind of gotten that label just because I'm one of the old athletes on the team. But that's all right. Older and wiser, right?
Exactly.
It's weird to think that way just because I feel like it was just, not that long ago I was one of the younger guys. So time flies. Pretty soon I'll be the oldest. So it'll all come around.
definitely. So tell us a little bit about Summer and Emily.
In what capacity?
Well, as competitors and just as individuals, what are they like? You train with them on a regular basis, I would guess.
Yeah, for the most part. I have started training full time at home in Remsen, New York for the last 2 or 3 years. So I'm not with them on a daily basis in the summer, a couple of weeks at a time. But yeah, no, we travel together all season, and you definitely kind of, that becomes your second family, teammates and coaches and everything. And Emily I've known for a really long time. Her sister actually used to slide, and we started together. So when her sister retired and Emily started to come onto the scene, it was pretty cool to see that, because I've obviously known her family for a long time. And yeah, Summer kind of reminded me of myself when I came up through. She competed in her first Olympics when she was 19 and kind of had that breakout year as a junior, an older junior athlete. And it's been really cool to see the growth with both of them since I've kind of been around for the whole process. And having those young competitors come up and improve such amazing amounts and really put that time in to get better. It's good for me as well. These last couple of years, as I've grown to be like the older athlete on the team, having those younger guys to push me and to keep me on my toes has been awesome, and honestly has made me probably more competitive than I maybe would have been if I didn't have that. So I'm very thankful that I've had teammates that are competitive just as well as I am. So it's been awesome, and we push each other. We keep each other working hard and also having fun. We joke around a lot. They have great sense of humor and keep me young for sure.
Do you feel that it gives you optimism for the future of American Luge with with you and the other young talent?
Absolutely. When I'm ready to retire, I'll definitely feel good about leaving the team in their hands. It'll definitely be different, but I'm excited to see how much more they can do.
And then
trying to set the bar high, so they'll have to go far to get it.
Exactly. And then I hear congratulations are in order. How long ago was that big win in the singles sprint?
Yeah, that was at World Championships in February. This past February, I came away with the World Champion title in the sprint race and 2 silver medals, one in the individual World Championships race and in the team event.
Nice. Yeah, but I hear unfortunately they don't have the singles, the sprint in the Olympics yet. Do you think that'll be
it's not an Olympic event.
Do you feel that'll be something that they will add in the future?
I don't know. We just got the relay in 2014. That was the first time we had that as an Olympic event. So I'm going to be content and happy with that for now, and then we'll see where it'll go in the future. I know they did actually just add a women's doubles category to the Youth Olympic program for the next Youth Olympics, which is really exciting. It kind of doubles has always been an open category, so technically men and women can both race in the same one, but as much as we'd hate to admit it, the guys would probably beat us on a regular basis. So women have never really ventured into the doubles category. It's just been something that the guys have always done. So having a separate women's doubles category is going to be interesting. It'll be exciting to see some of the younger girls get into that and see where it can go. So I think maybe down the road, when they start looking to add more events to the Olympic program, that may be something that gets a look before the sprint event. But we'll have to see. I mean, you never really know, and it's always a toss-up and a big question mark what the IOC is going to do. So, but yeah, right now I'm happy having 2 events as opposed to just my one. So, possible too. You never know who's going to end up racing the relay.
Excellent. So it sounds like it's going to open up doors and give more opportunities to the young ladies in the future by adding those events in the other levels, and then hopefully bringing them up to the Olympics.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they're going to test it out with the Youth Olympics and the younger categories and see how it goes and see what the appeal is. See if people even want to do it. Some of the teams will be able to field women's doubles teams. So we'll see. It'll be cool to see what happens down the road.
So tell us about the coaches that have impacted you along the way.
Well, yeah, there's been quite a few who have been pretty important in my career. My main coach for a lot of years, he wasn't always the head coach, but Clint Gacker as one of the assistants that was always with the juniors and then with the senior team. So he was one that took me under his wing, per se. And he has a Russian background, so he's the tough love kind of guy that was frustrating a lot of times, but, you always have to know that it was because he wanted you to be good and do better and get better. So once I learned how to embrace that, it was good, and he helped me a lot with equipment and making sure that I had everything I needed, and so I only had to think about sliding, and making me mentally tough, I think, was a big part of that. But, yeah, Miro Zayanch was also my head coach for a long time. I was with him with the juniors and the seniors, and he actually just stepped down from his head coaching position. So it was always cool to have that constant, presence of him. But, yeah, I mean, there's pretty much the whole staff has always been pretty supportive and pretty detrimental to my success. We're like a big family, and it's always nice to have those people kind of in your corner. Right now our staff is amazing. Bengt Walden actually used to be an athlete. He was my teammate on the 2010 Olympic team. He had slid for Sweden before that. And it's cool to have him on the staff now, just because we had that athlete relationship, and I know him outside of being coach-athlete relationship, so it's cool to have that, and he brings a lot of expertise in and has kind of helped us structure a lot of our training, which has been great. And Bill Tavares is our new head coach, who has been with the team for a lot of years, doing work with our sleds and everything. So it's going to be cool to have the two of them. And Lubomnik is our third person in the wheel for our coaching staff now, and they kind of complement each other really well. And he brings a lot of knowledge as far as the equipment and the technical side of things. So he keeps our sleds fast, and obviously that's a huge, huge part. So it's really just great to have that, that team of people behind you that are going to put you on the best things to go down the hill and have you prepared. And then all you have to think about on race day at the handles is to go fast and do what my job is, which is to take the sled down. So. Yeah, there's been so many people over the years, so
yeah, I agree with
it's
you.
Pretty big.
Oh, I was going to say I agree with you 100%. When you can focus on the sport and not have to focus on or worry about the other details, I can imagine it's really beneficial. So, what about the other people that support you, the sponsors? Is there anybody that you'd like to thank?
Well, yeah, for sure. We've had some great sponsors over the years, but there's been a few that have always been there. Norton Saint-Gobain has been one of our title sponsors since I've been around, really. They came on as a title sponsor a few years into my career, and they've just been awesome. In times where a lot of sports were losing all their sponsorship and really were scraping along, they stepped up and made sure that we had what we needed. They supply us with a lot of equipment for our sleds as well, a lot of tools and supplies so we can work on our sleds. And they've also, just been awesome supporters of the sport. Right now, the leading guy over there, Brad Johnson, he comes to races. He's in the crowd cheering us on, which is really awesome. And it's just great to have that kind of camaraderie behind us, for sure. Team Worldwide's also been a huge supporter for us. Me in particularly, I've had a program called Adopt an Athlete, is where our team sponsors will pick up the individual athletes to support over the years. And a couple of the Team Worldwide employees or owners, the Lee and Al Heron, they're from Texas, so shout out to them. They have been awesome. They've become, part of the Luge family for sure. And Team Worldwide as a whole, they ship our sleds everywhere, which is pretty essential. We wouldn't have our sleds if we didn't have them. So they just, I think next year will be 20 years that they've been with us. So just to have these companies stand behind us and support us for so long has been amazing. So those are some, because we have a handful of others as well, Dow Chemical, CWX, like all of these people that, believe in our teeny tiny obscure sport of luge, which is exciting.
That's awesome to hear that luge is starting to get the respect and the support that it deserves. But I can imagine the most supportive people we haven't even covered yet, the family. Do they get to go to the races a lot? Obviously, growing up, they probably were at most of your things.
Yeah, I have been really fortunate that I grew up about 2.5 hours from Lake Placid. So my family's been able, when we have races in Lake Placid, my family's been able to see them. And a pretty large contingency from home makes their way up there when I do race there. As far as other races around the world, our families don't just get to hitch a ride and come with us. My parents and brothers as well have been able to come to a few. North American races are obviously easier for them to get to, and just as far as travel-wise. So my older brother also lives out in Utah, so when we race in Park City, he's always around. So yeah, my family's made it to a few. They've been at all the Olympics that I've competed in, which has been a cool experience for them as well. I've gotten to share it with a lot of friends and family, which has been really exciting. And I'm very thankful to have a supportive family and a community that has rallied behind me as well. So when we have a large Team USA cheering squad at the track, it's a lot of family between my teammates and I. So it's exciting and it makes a difference. It's so much fun at races when you have that hometown crowd.
Oh, definitely. I can imagine the having that support there and the fans cheering for you. It makes a difference and definitely helps. Kind of summarize what to expect for the team luge team for the rest of this season going into the Olympics.
What was that?
What would you say? Would you summarize the rest of this season going into the Olympics next year? Like what?
Yeah, so we're all kind of wrapping up our off-season training. Our preseason starts mid-September, where the whole team will all be convened in Lake Placid. Most of the team is there all summer. I'm in and out of Lake Placid all summer, and then but we'll all be there pretty much full time starting in September, and then kind of get everything ready, all our equipment squared away. We'll be able to get some lost training in, and we hit the road the last week of September, so it's going to come quick. And then we have training all over the place kind of throughout the fall, between Norway and Whistler and Calgary up in Canada and Lake Placid, and then we head over to Korea actually for our training week. That's kind of the Olympic training week, which is crazy that that's already here. But yeah, we'll have team races in the fall as well. Kind of see where everyone stacks up those first couple of weeks in October, and then the World Cup team will be announced at the end of October. And then we head, like I said, over to Korea, and then we'll start racing mid-November in Europe. We'll have 3 World Cups over in Austria and Germany, and then head back to North America for the last 2 World Cups before Christmas. And then the Olympic team will be named the middle of December. So it'll be probably some high-stress situations from now until then. But I think things are going to go well from just the times I've been in Lake Placid training with the team. Everyone's looking really strong. Their moves are good. Everyone's excited. We have a pretty competitive field just within our team. So that always makes it easier to kind of bring your A game when we race internationally, when we have such high competition on our own team. Everyone's already in race mode by the time we get to the World Cup season, so it gives us that opportunity to kind of be ready to go when we need to.
Excellent. So it sounds like things are going to be quite busy for you coming up, but sounds like it's going to help to benefit the team and to build for, of course, the big Olympics coming up. Thank you, Erin, for your time. We're glad you came on the show.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Excellent. We wish you the best of luck. And
thank you very much.
Welcome. Hopefully we'll have you on again. Have a great day.
All right. Thanks, you too.